Let's trace a line, an unbroken line that stretches across 4 billion years of history. It starts with, a simple chemical reaction in a primordial ocean, and it ends, right now, with an intelligence that we ourselves have created. This is the grand story, the arc of how we got from that first tiny spark to a truly artificial mind.
So, where do we even begin a story that big? Well, we start with the biggest question of all, right? The one we've been asking ourselves forever. How did all of this get here? To even start to find an answer, we have to go way, way back.
Our journey begins in a place you and I would find completely, totally alien. This is the era of the primordial spark, the very dawn of our world. I want you to picture early Earth, but forget everything you know. This planet was a violent, chaotic mess. We're talking constant volcanic eruptions choking the sky, massive lightning storms raging nonstop, and oceans that were basically a toxic chemical soup. In all of that chaos, there wasn't even a hint of the life that was about to emerge. Now this is where it gets kind of mind-bending. The sheer scale of time here is just staggering. After Earth formed, it took almost 1 billion years for the very first, most basic life to appear. And then, get this, it took another 3 billion years before complex life really got going. For most of its history, life on Earth was a very, very slow burn. So how do you get from, a bunch of raw chemicals to actual life? Well, it seems to have happened in a few key steps. First, in that chaotic soup, simple molecules started linking up. Then came the giant leap. Some of these new structures figured out how to make copies of themselves. Those were the first cells. And from there, cells started grouping together, eventually forming the first complex organisms. It was like life's own secret recipe. And man, it took billions of years to perfect.
Okay, so all the ingredients are in place. Life was finally ready to take center stage. And this next phase, this is where things really start to get wild, as animals just explode onto the scene and begin to completely reshape the planet.
For most of its history, life was an ocean-only thing. But then, it started to conquer the land. Plants went first, which was huge. They created entirely new habitats out of just barren rock. Insects, reptiles, and birds followed them ashore. And eventually, the mammals rose. This whole expansion created this incredibly complex web of predators and prey, all the intricate ecosystems that we see covering our planet today. For millions of years, this dance of survival just went on and on. Life got more complex, brains got bigger, and then, within just one branch of the animal kingdom, something totally different started to emerge, a new kind of mind, one that was capable of abstract thought, of looking up at the stars and wondering, why? And this, of course, brings us to the human revolution. This is our story, the story of how one species, driven by this really unique kind of curiosity and consciousness, began to not just adapt to the world, but to actively change it. Okay, now, compare the timescale of our own story to those billions of years we were talking about before. The pace is just insane. Modern humans show up, and in what is basically a geological blink of an eye, we develop language, art, agriculture, we build entire civilizations. That slow burn of evolution, it suddenly ignited into this absolute wildfire of change. So what was our secret sauce? What made us so different? Well, it was consciousness. It allowed us to do way more than just survive. It let us ask why. We became storytellers, dreamers, explorers. We looked up at the very same stars and started to question our own place in this massive story. And that exact same curiosity, that relentless drive to understand and to create, well, it's led us right here, to this moment, to what looks like the next chapter in the story of evolution. And this one, it's no longer limited by biology.
Think about it. Up to this point, every single form of intelligence on Earth has been biological. It's the product of a long, messy, trial-and-error process of evolution. It's tied to survival, it's hardwired with emotions, and it's fundamentally shaped by our physical bodies.
But now, there's a new kind of intelligence on the scene, and it's totally different. Our intelligence is rooted in biology and emotion. We learn pretty slowly from experience. AI, on the other hand, is driven by pure data and logic. It learns from algorithms. And here's the kicker. It processes information at a speed our biological brains can't even begin to comprehend. And that right there is why this moment in time is so incredibly profound. We are alive at the exact point where billions of years of biological evolution are meeting a brand new, technology-driven evolution of our own making. We are standing at a true crossroads of history.
You know, when you zoom all the way out, the whole narrative becomes crystal clear. It's this one unbroken line, from a tiny spark in a toxic ocean to a species that could dream, to that very same species building an artificial mind that might one day surpass it. This isn't some new story. It's just the next chapter in the grand story of life itself.
And here's the most incredible part of all of this. For the first time in 4 billion years, a species is actually aware of the process. By creating AI, we are no longer just being carried along by the currents of evolution, we're now helping to steer. We are consciously shaping the next stage of intelligence on this planet. So, we began all this by asking where we came from. But maybe that's not the most important question anymore. The real question, the one that our generation is going to have to answer, is this. Now that we're finally in the driver's seat of evolution, where do we choose to go next?